Long ago, in the valley of Elah, two armies faced each other in battle. The Philistines, known for their strength and might, had a secret weapon, Goliath. Goliath was a giant of a man, towering over everyone else. He wore thick armor and carried a massive spear. He was a terrifying sight. On the other side stood the Israelites. Among them was a young shepherd named David. He was small and unimposing, but he had a heart full of courage and faith. David was known for his bravery, having protected his sheep from lions and bears. He was also known for his deep faith in God. He believed that with God on his side, anything was possible. When Goliath challenged the Israelites to send a champion to fight him, everyone was afraid. No one dared to face the giant. They whispered amongst themselves, "He's too big, he's too strong, we're doomed." David, however, was not afraid. He knew that God was with him and that gave him strength. David's brothers, who were soldiers in the Israelite army, scoffed at him. "What are you doing here?" they asked. "Go back to your sheep, boy. This is a battle for real warriors." But David was undeterred. He knew that God had a plan for him, even if it seemed impossible. David stepped forward, his sling in hand. The sling was a simple weapon, but David was an expert with it. He had used it to protect his sheep from danger countless times before. He knew that with God's help, he could use it to defeat Goliath too. King Saul, the leader of the Israelites, tried to dissuade David. "You're just a boy," he said. "Goliath has been a warrior from his youth." But David was resolute. "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine," he declared. David approached Goliath, his steps small but determined. Goliath looked down at David and laughed. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" he roared. "Come here," he taunted, "and I'll give your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field." David stood firm, his faith unwavering. He knew that Goliath was bigger and stronger, but David had something that Goliath didn't, the power of God on his side. With God, even the impossible could be achieved. David reached into his bag, selected a smooth stone, and fitted it into his sling. He whirled the sling above his head, the stone a blur. With a mighty swing, he released the stone. It flew through the air, straight and true, aimed with precision. Goliath, surprised by David's courage and speed, had no time to react. The giant had underestimated his opponent, dismissing him as a mere shepherd boy. He had not accounted for the power of David's faith and the accuracy of his aim. The stone found its mark, striking Goliath squarely in the forehead. The giant, his face contorted in surprise and pain, staggered back. The impact of the stone, though small, was amplified by the speed and force with which David had launched it. Goliath, the mighty, the invincible, crashed to the ground with the sound of thunder. David, small but victorious, stood over his fallen foe. The entire battlefield fell silent, everyone stunned by what they had just witnessed. The seemingly impossible had happened. The giant had been felled by the shepherd boy. The Philistines, seeing their champion defeated, panicked and fled. The Israelites, emboldened by David's courage, surged forward, chasing their enemies from the field. David, the shepherd boy who had been underestimated and dismissed, became a national hero. His victory was a testament to his courage, his faith, and the power of believing in something greater than yourself. The battle became a legend, a tale whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. It served as a constant reminder that courage and faith could overcome even the most daunting obstacles. It showed that even the smallest among us could achieve greatness with determination and belief. The story of David and Goliath is a powerful reminder that courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. David was afraid of Goliath, but he chose to face his fear head-on, trusting in God's plan. He teaches us that true courage lies in confronting our fears, no matter how insurmountable they may seem. The story also highlights the importance of faith. David's faith in God gave him the strength and courage to face Goliath. He knew that with God on his side, he could overcome any obstacle. This message of faith resonates deeply reminding us that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope. David's victory over Goliath was not just a physical victory. It was a victory of the human spirit. It showed that size and strength are no match for courage, faith, and determination. David's story continues to inspire us today, reminding us that we all have the potential to overcome our own giants. The story teaches us that we should never underestimate the power of the underdog. It reminds us that true strength comes not from physical prowess, but from within. And most importantly, it teaches us that with courage, faith, and a little bit of hope, even the most impossible dreams can be achieved.